How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Real Night. Today we're diving back into Dexter, Season 6, Episode number 5. The Snakes killings have evolved into much more for the department. We're seeing Deb and how she's handling the job. We got an introduction to Mike and how he's going to start integrating, or not integrating, with the team. Things are escalating pretty quickly. I'm thinking that Dexter might even get these guys early in this season. He spotted Travis. I have a suspicion that he'll probably catch on pretty quick to these guys, take him out, and then we're probably going to be dealing with the situation of the resurrection maybe happening. That's my guess anyway. I think that would be a cool little angle if they try to tackle that, but they may not, because it would be kind of strange to do, in a sort of more grounded show, or supposed to be more grounded show. Let's roll it. Yeah. So is that the picture he was painting?
He left no trace DNA, no sweat, no saliva.
This is the difference between like Rudy and these guys. Is like Rudy was going for Dexter, trying to actually send a message and tell him kind of who he was. But these guys just seem to be trying to just send a message, not really trying to take pride in their work. You know what I'm saying?
Not your normal glue. Despite his wish to remain hidden, I may find a way to yank him out of the shadows after all.
We're getting some interesting angles on Dexter being like kind of like a detective in this a little bit. We don't normally see his forensic work other than like the blood spatter stuff, but this is a lot different.
You still don't hear him.
Been fasting and praying for days.
Fast long enough, you might start hearing some voices.
Because we have to find the whore of Babylon.
Travis should have an easy time at that one.
Normally a serial killer wants to do the kill themselves. It's the whole point, right?
Yeah, they have a different angle.
It seems his message is more important than the thrill.
What did we get on Geller's last gig?
I've been trying to contact his last teacher assistant, Carissa Porter.
Who's this?
Louis Green, latest and greatest intern from my forensics class.
He's just going through interns.
Go on, Louis.
Oh, back to Alien, where it looks like.
Number that's repeatedly referenced, that's in the thousands, is 1,260.
1260, you think that's what he's counting up to?
Yeah.
If so, we've only got 15 days left.
And then what?
I don't know.
And you catch them and kill them. That's my guess. Or Dexter catches up to them and kills them.
Okay, let's keep at it. Let's find this jizz bucket Geller.
The engagement ring?
Fuck me in the ear, I never gave it back to you.
Again with the ear sex.
Hello? Jamie, it's Deborah. I need a little favor from you. About 2 weeks ago, I brought a ring box home with an engagement ring in it.
You lost an engagement ring?
Oh, Deb.
I left it on Harrison's side of the apartment. Have you seen it?
Okay, I was about to say, she is very messy, so I would not be surprised if she had lost it.
Some of Nick's old crew, they came by, shot up the shop.
Anybody hurt?
No, it's after hours thing. It's just, God put me there to do what I'm doing, man. I don't scare off.
You're a brave man, Sam.
OG for JOD, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Nope.
I don't think he did, yeah. It was interesting with the colors there, though. Brother Sam always seems to be in white. Dexter was in orange. I'm not really... If he was in something like black or something, I think it would be more of a contrast, but something to keep an eye on.
Priceless works of art, especially in our paper conservation.
Oh, there he is.
Where we're equipped with treatment.
Travis.
It's him.
He's lucky he came in here.
That's how he knew how to create those wings.
So they both have an artistic side, maybe.
Morgan.
We need a blood guy on the double.
3 gunshots, 1 to the chest, 2 to the stomach. Cell phone. Maybe she threw it at him.
That's not the wife.
Boom, boom, boom. 3 times. Blam.
In the chest, though?
Murder-suicide.
I guess, but that's weird.
It's sad. All of these people are doomed, and they don't even know it.
It is sad.
Is that you? I'm calling you the Doomsday Killer.
It's kind of catchy.
Better get out of sight.
Out of sight.
Travis Marshall. No arrests, no warrants.
Not a necessarily violent guy. Which is another interesting factor when religion is involved. It's like the justification of this, you know.
Homicide every day. How you end up in that, man?
I guess in a weird way, I was sort of drawn to it.
Why?
When I was 3, I watched my own mother get killed.
It became easier and easier for him to kind of like get stuff off his chest. It's a nice piece of healing that you can see in him.
You know, the good book tells us that there's no darkness that the light can't overcome. So all the darkness that you think you got inside you,
yeah,
all it takes is just a little bit of light to keep it at bay. Believe me, I know.
I mean, yeah. He knows that too. And I know Dexter's kind of disregarding these things.
I just mention them and you just light right up.
Yeah, I guess I do.
And you sharing that light with him every day, all the time.
Like there's, even if you're not religious, there's definitely lessons that can be taken from religion.
You gotta do this again sometime.
She doesn't look too good. I guess prime victim. Always gotta go somewhere with somebody.
We're down! Get the fuck out of here!
Man, yeah, she's lucky. Good for those guys. He probably could have done it if he had gone about it in a more passive way, but I'm glad he didn't get through with it.
I thought I could do it. It's my fault, really.
So has he done anything yet? Other than like the wings and stuff?
You think God's gonna allow anything to slow us down now? Get some rest. Tomorrow night we'll start again. Tomorrow night.
She doesn't have a face yet. But yeah, there's something to do, I think, in that book with like her holding up a goblet or something, holding it out for him to drink, or for somebody to drink.
The woman wore purple and scarlet clothing and beautiful jewelry made of gold and precious gems and pearls. She held in her hand a golden goblet full of obscenities and the impurities of her immorality.
He's neat. Everything in its right place.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Dexter's place.
Master's degree in art history from the University of Tallahassee, the same place Geller taught at before he disappeared.
So that's where that introduction happened. I was just thinking about that too. That's a pretty cool
Looks like the same numbers we found in the Doomsday.
Oh, is he cutting them off of the book? Yup.
Hello, Doomsday Killer.
Is that our professor?
Professor Porter?
Yes. I want to state up front that Professor Geller didn't have anything to do with those crazy Revelation killings.
And you know this how?
I was his teacher's assistant for a year.
You think you know somebody.
Was he eccentric? Yeah. But he was also smart, charismatic, brilliant.
Those make some of the best teachers, you know. I'm not surprised that he would believe himself to be a prophet if that was the case.
Geller had a thing for brunette students.
I found out I was one in a long line of girls, but...
Travis is a brunette too.
You wouldn't happen to know of any good spots where we could get a drink this evening, would you? Like someplace kind of quiet?
Maybe I do.
Quinn is still for the streets. He does not need to be in a marriage.
Oh, Chicago.
Miss it?
Miss the food. You can't get a decent hot dog anywhere.
Oh, he's a glizzy
But
guy.
homicide is homicide.
Makes sense, makes sense.
I've read this before.
No way.
This dumbass student changed some words around, but he plagiarized C.S. Lewis.
Yeah, man, you see that hit?
C.S. Lewis.
I should arrest this guy right.
Quinn doesn't know who C.S. Lewis is.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah? You want another round?
He doesn't know about Narnia. He doesn't know, like, Into the Silent Planet.
You're a fucking nerd.
What is that tattoo? Look like Sanskrit. I don't know where that came from in my mind, but it looked kind of like an Arabic sort of language type. I'm not sure. I'm definitely gonna have to look into it, but they're probably gonna tell us, so may not even have to. Yeah, there might be more to her than meets the eye, though, if she was so close to Geller.
10. Really?
shit.
Isn't there anywhere else you can do this, Deb?
Right now? No, nowhere.
She can go to the office.
I don't like my office. I like to work here. If you were doing your job, this wouldn't have happened.
Whoa. Jamie has been doing a lot.
Would it be weird if I just left?
If Harrison's down for the night, maybe you should just go on home.
I mean, yeah, Deb can take some responsibility for that.
You gotta admit, this isn't good for Harrison.
I'm a mess. Maybe I do need to go to therapy.
No more than me.
Am I that fucked up?
Once she reaches Dexter's level, it's over.
Bet you they don't even know each other's names. No wonder he wants us to end it all.
Commentary on modern society, I guess.
Follow them.
Are you sure? He looks pretty big.
He's not as big as God.
I guess God is pretty jacked. She was missing a shoe. That might be a clue if they don't grab that. She had his book. Oh, that was the... Looks similar to the tattoo. Got her. No need for a warrant. She let you in. It might be, you know, a twist of good luck that Quinn did this.
The Alpha and Omega of the Anesseret.
The angel. Locusts. Snakes.
Professor Porter, could you come out here?
Eureka.
Holy shit.
Teamwork.
Since you weren't coming to my office,
You would come to mine. Let's do this.
You've been
No.
found yourself.
No.
You found it hard to.
No.
Find yourself drinking.
Fuck. Everything's great with the shooting. It's just everything that's happened since then that's fucking me up.
Yeah, she wants to open up so bad.
I'm living with my brother and his son, and I just feel like I don't have a space to call my own right now.
Maybe you should get some place that's your own.
I mean, she has the money now. It's not like she's hurting for cash or anything. Okay.
Detective Anderson.
What if I was to give you 2/3?
3/4, 2-year lease, and you clean up the place.
Looks like you got yourself a new tenant.
He just made a lot of money there. Wow. Easiest deal of his life. Yeah, it's really for the best. It seemed to be very infatuation-based rather than love-based. He was doing all those actions of love, and I think it might just be the writing as well, but last season he was doing all that stuff for her. But the way that it's seeming now and like how fast Quinn got over it, just kind of moved on, at least in the physical sense, it just tells me that it was a lot more emotion-based than it was based on like, you know, wanting to build something and wanting to be there for that partner for the long term, if that makes sense. At least that's my view on it.
It's like it never happened.
Our department is safe.
Improved your credit rating, installed a modded up Intel chip to overclock your CPU, and most importantly, I added a porn scrubber to that thing.
How did he up his credit score? Down to the grab. The red team. Love it. Love it. Call back to season 1. Mike Donovan.
Nod if you understand.
I think this is kind of the same music too.
You can take the car.
I love it.
God speaks to the professor. He speaks through the professor. He is a prophet filled with truth and light. Bullshit!
Man, it's surprising how these guys can drive with this around their neck like that.
Yes, I wanted to kill those people, but I couldn't.
You're saying Geller does the killing?
So, does he set up... I just wonder what Travis's job in all this is.
There's no regret, but with me, it's pathetic.
Yeah, he's a normal person.
Oh, trust me, I know more about darkness than most. And Geller is pure darkness.
I love this. Oh, just the composition is amazing.
Pull over.
The way Dexter's just like this dark, kind of like the devil on Travis's shoulder, you know?
Find your car back at the museum.
Awesome. That was a great scene.
I don't feel good. I've got a...
You remember the story about Jonah and the great fish? Jonah tried to run from God.
Can't run
he didn't
from
get
God,
too
huh?
far. Hope you're not trying to run from God, too. Think about it.
He keeps equating himself to God.
Who knows, maybe Brother Sam is right. Maybe sometimes the light can win out. But in my experience, darkness usually prevails.
No, what? And the dog did nothing? Wow. Like that? They really got to end it like that. Wow. Wow. Well, there goes Brother Sam, I guess. But, I mean, I hope an ambulance or something gets there in time. Is that really the end of him? We, like, just got that introduction to him. And he's, like, starting to become a character. They always just do this. The characters you don't want to see die, they're like, all right, kill him. It kind of is giving me that Game of Thrones feeling, you know? Man, I hope that's not the end of him. I really do. But yeah, this episode called the Angel of Death. I'm assuming referencing the painting, but also maybe referencing Dexter as well. Because the way that the composition was in that scene, I really loved that. There's always like little standouts in each season that I catch that are just like amazing compositionally. Or just really cool to look at in a cool setup. You know, one that strikes me is season 4, that mirror shot, when Dexter was kind of looking at himself and kind of like all the different versions of him that he had to be for everybody in his life. But this one, just like the devil on his shoulder, you know, telling him he's getting closer to the dark than to the light. I just wonder what Travis's move is going to be. And, you know, he has to go back to Geller, but he might turn on him. You know, now that he has so many more reasons not to, you know, to want to distance himself from him than he does to want to stay close to him. But that faith is still probably pretty strong in him that he'll want to stay there, because he was extremely kind of dead set on things when he was talking about him in the car, even though he figured something was about to happen to him. But his old teaching assistant, she had that tattoo and there was that book on the shelf. I'm going to have to look into what that might be, but I'm sure they're going to tell us at some point, but I just have this inclination. That's why I do all these closing thoughts and all this analysis stuff, because it's just, I have this urge to like know before they tell me. I don't know what it is. It probably is counterproductive, honestly, because I think it makes for a less genuine feeling reaction when I just kind of like know stuff, but I don't know. I still have that inclination. But Batista, he seems to have the confirmation that Geller is the Doomsday Killer now. So they have that, and they also have the teaching assistant's kind of like word on that. I just wonder if she's closer to it than they know, because she was probably his first like candidate in a way for the second prophet, because if he was already in this mode of like the Alpha Omega, you know, end of the world stuff, and he was probably at the university to try to like seek out these people. That's where he met Travis, to try to seek out that second prophet that would kind of help him on this journey. And I guess she didn't pass the test or something, or I don't know. Maybe she's holding something back. Maybe he tried and she didn't want to. And maybe that was the rest of those brunettes, you know. They were all just tests to try to find that person. But man, just going back to Brother Sam, it's like his Dexter had just gotten a friend, you know, somebody that he could kind of trust, somebody he was vulnerable with. And then Brother Sam just ends up dead. And I just wonder who shot him, because the dog wasn't freaking out. So it definitely wasn't Dexter. It just must have been somebody that worked at the shop, somebody that the dog knew, because it wasn't freaking out. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but underneath are ravenous wolves. Matthew 7:15. It's an interesting verse to think about in regards to what we learned about Geller this episode, and it was also unknowingly stated by Dexter when he was in the car with Travis, which in a way highlights my previous point about Dexter knowing some of these things, the only difference simply being the source. We are starting to see Geller's seductive side, and I say that not necessarily in the sexual way, but a seduction of ideals. His ability through charm and charisma to make his beliefs very attractive, causing others to want to follow him. We saw it with Travis, but now we see that he was far more prolific both in the ideological sense and in the sexual sense when he was a professor on campus. He is making for a compelling villain so far, and I'm looking forward to learning more about their plot. Of course, I couldn't help myself, and I did some research into the symbol on her back. Apparently, I was pretty spot on about the Sanskrit, as the symbol appears to be Om, which is chiefly used in the Hindu religion, from what I've read. It's the classic meditation sound that everybody knows, and it's used at the beginning and end of Hindu prayers, chants, and meditation. So this being the case, maybe she and Geller had a falling out because of the difference in beliefs, because I'm assuming if she's willing to tattoo it on her body, she may have a firm belief in the Hindu religion or one similar. That's all the speculation I'm going to be doing for this one because I don't want to ruin anything for myself. If you all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.